Today's topic, Amanda Seales. Our full disclaimer, I don't like her. But
You don't like her?
I don't.
You don't like her?
I don't think there's ever been an interview where I watched her for more than 5 minutes and thought
she was likable.
I think I would enjoy a conversation with this human being. But she did an interview with Shannon Sharpe. It went viral for a lot of different reasons. You guys sent me this interview. A lot of you guys DM'd me. And I kind of hate you for it because I watched it.
I was about to.
And then I edited it down so that you guys don't have to hate it as much as I will. Now it went from 3 hours to 22 minutes. And I promise you, you still gonna hate her.
I told you I was about to watch it, and you said, please don't. No, I was about to watch it. No, don't do it, dude.
I don't think folks realize behind the scenes how much I have to do sometimes because this shit was disgusting.
He does.
Well, hey, you're gonna see why, okay? I'm gonna just play some of these clips back to back.
You know what? I can't wait to see.
Amanda Seales is an actress, podcaster, comedian, DJ, musician, poet. She's a lot of things, okay? And to be fair to her, her career resume is extensive. From a child actor to even up until today, she's done a lot in the entertainment industry. She was part of the TV show Insecure, where a lot of people know her. She was also part of Floetry. She was part of one of her favorite daytime TV shows, The Real. If you guys are wondering what all these clips are, I'm just piecing together her conflicts with people. In a 3-hour interview, there might have been at least 30 to 35 different people from all walks of life, different points in her life, before she was famous, after she was famous, school, elementary school, middle school, work, radio, didn't f***ing matter. Everywhere she went, motherfuckers hated her. I present to you a professional victim, Amanda Seales.
I am a genius.
Give her some time, bro. Let her cook. Let her cook, bro.
It's just, no, but yo, you told me let her cook, but it's like whenever you try to cook and then you people walk in the room and they're like, he smells good. What are you cooking? It's just garlic and oil. Calm down. It still smells fire.
Okay, let's go though. Let's go.
I am a genius. I'm a gifted performer. I am a gifted person. I am a creative genius. I'm generous. I am giving. I am kind.
Bro, she got some love for herself. She confident.
Hey, if nobody's gonna love you, who will?
I'm funny. I'm delightful. Like, these are not things that I need to wait for somebody to say about me. I know these things about myself. It is my habit because I've always been labeled as this. You think you know everything. It's not that I think I know everything, but I really did know the answer. And I'm thinking I'm helping the room out by having the answer.
Oh.
But they like, ugh.
Think you're a know-it-all.
You're a lot. You're a show-off. You're extra. In my sophomore year of college, I was put in a suite with 7 other women. And the day I got there, my name had been ripped off the door and thrown on the ground. I didn't even know these women.
Goddamn, they hate you from the jump.
So mind you, she's not even well known right now. She's in college. Let's keep listening.
And 2 weeks in of them not talking to me, I said, listen, I'd like to have a Friday night where I buy a bottle of tequila and we all just sit around and y'all can take shots and tell me why you don't like me. And everybody's reason was, I don't like you because you think you all laugh. I don't like you because you extra. I don't like you because you a show off. None of that shit is anything having, like, I'm not harming them.
Right.
Like, I'm literally just trying to
But they formed this opinion of you prior to meeting you.
Like, I'm just trying to exist. I'm literally just existing in the world. And it's a fucking problem. And if you're gonna not like me, I would at least like it to be for a legit reason.
Yeah, Shannon, that's why her story don't make no sense. People don't just hate you for no reason. 7 people in your fucking dorm setup hated you from the first day they saw you.
It's not because you discard those reasons that they're not legit.
Yeah.
Basically, they don't like you because you're annoying as fuck. As someone that is too much, someone that is a know-it-all, someone that's that labeled by a lot of people, basically it's because you're annoying. I'm just trying to live, yes, but you living is taking so much space that you don't allow other people to live. Yeah, but it's for them to take their space. See what I mean? You're not considerate.
There is the truth. There is my truth. And a lot of times, baby, it's the same. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why you can see that is because when I recount a story, I want you to notice this when I recount stories. I very rarely include my feelings. It's never, I felt that this person did this. I thought that this person did this. It's like reading Game of Thrones. He's
It
gonna
actually
give you
happened.
this. I don't want want this to be an easy interview. I'm ready to address whatever.
Well, first of all, are you still on Insecure?
What kind of dumbass question is that?
I'm just asking.
It is a dumbass
It's a dumbass
question.
question.
I'm just
Next
asking.
question.
Well, who was the person that did not like
No,
you?
we're not doing that. But I feel like
Ask the questions. Don't take it easy on me. That's what you want.
Amanda's the only factual person in the world. When she tells a story, her perspective is the perspective.
that is part of my autism. I speak in directs. I speak in linear spaces. I speak in literals. That's part of the reason why people don't like me neither. So when I was at Disney,
Yes.
and I was in the situation at Disney, I was there as the only black girl.
Okay.
And there was a whole crew. It's like 12 of us. And so I was called an N-word right there while I was there. And I was also bullied while I was there because I was told that you're only here because you're black. You can't really dance. You're just here because you're black, so don't get any ideas. I ended up getting kicked out of the conservatory. So one of the guys in my class created a story, and he told the teacher a lie. He told her that I was listening to my headphones in class, which I was not. But she was already a baddie lady anyway. And again, I'm the only black girl in my class, so like you're just a very easy target. She just lost it. I mean, she lost it. She was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe you would be here listening to your headphones.
I mean, had you had any run-ins with this teacher prior to this?
So then she goes on a mission to get me kicked out of the conservatory. And all of a sudden, there's no excuse. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I don't know. But she definitely went the distance and she got me kicked out.
It had to have hurt to have these black publications.
I had a nervous breakdown. It's just the willingness of folks to sell their souls for so little. And I feel like that's what you have to do to like put your gift of being a writer to work in such a nefarious way. I ain't met none of these people. I ain't done none of these people.
All her friends from college, when she went to a post-academic schooling, her teacher hated her. One of her other classmates decided to tell a random lie about her, all these things for no reason. Black publications wrote bad things about her, again, unwarranted. Let's keep listening.
I like to think that they were paid by AIPAC because if...
Sorry, not for nothing, they were paid by Jews.
I think I've gotten in my own way by being more honest than I needed to be in certain situations. This is not conceit or cockiness. This is somebody who has really sat here and looked at this. I think some people don't like me because I'm very light-skinned. I think some people don't like me because I'm a woman with a very strong point of view and an opinion. I think some people don't like me because I may reflect something that they desire.
Listen, the reason why people don't like me is because, you know, I'm wonderful. I'm amazing. And people don't like me for that. People don't like me because I'm a total bitch, which stands for babe in total control of herself. That's why they don't like me.
I think some people don't like me for the reasons that they don't like themselves. And I know that there are reasons you don't like me that were handed down to you in some situations. By patriarchy, I mean by racism, I mean by classism, etc. You know, you don't like me because I can talk proper or something. You know, like if that's a source of ire for you, like I'm like mad that somebody put it in you. I've been bullied for being smart. I don't know how being unabashedly smart has become such a villainous thing. I am fucking Scolder and Mully. I'm a crusader, like I'm the Green Beret. But I have become the patron saint for difficult women. You didn't get a check for this and you just did this just to do it. I'm just like, damn, that's unfortunate for you. I just don't ever feel comfortable with people forming opinions not based on truth. Shannon, I got in trouble for saying Uninsecure. We need to talk about the incident that you had.
I guess when you're in corporate, you got to keep it corporate, man.
We say nigga on the show. We say nigga all day on this motherfucking show. And it was a black woman who pulled me to the side. And this brother, I was like, damn, you the only revolutionary nigga around here. He was like, I'm not a nigga. And I said, okay, I get it. This was the incident. So she's like, we need to talk about the incident. And I said, well,
What incident?
what incident? Well, when you just referred to him as a nigga.
I'm pretty sure that in Django Unchained, in the movie Django Unchained, Leonardo DiCaprio was not saying that word when they were just chilling. We say it on the movie. No. The movie said is one thing.
Yeah, just because in your lines it says, don't mean you just be out here in the random trailer and be like, hey, bitch.
That in the script I'm saying to a coworker and then cut, yo, bitch, are we going to lunch? It's not gonna work.
So actually, I refer to him as a revolutionary nigga. It was a compliment.
Right.
You're going to need to apologize to him. But this is the action of like, you need to bow down. People are always trying to get me to like apologize for some shit I didn't do wrong because they feel like I'm too haughty. They feel I'm too sure of myself. They feel like I need to be cut down to size.
No, they thought it was wrong.
Nigga, what? Listen, I use the word occasionally. I don't use it that often. You'd actually be surprised.
Okay, you should just use it here.
Even here, like a video, I might not say it for once every like 3 videos. Maybe when we first started, we used to say it more. Yeah. Nowadays, we barely say it.
Yeah, because, flags.
Not even that. As I got older, I just use the word less. That's honestly what it is. I swear less. I do most of those things less.
Sure.
But moving past that.
Concur.
Even when I did use it, there were people who were uncomfortable with the word. And if I would not just go to people I don't know that well and be like, hey, nigga, give me that shit. Because they might take it the wrong way. And I would understand why. For you to be told by somebody, yo, don't call me that, for what? And it's fair, too, because they might have a relationship with that word that's really negative. I know some people, when they hear that word, it triggers some shit in them. And that's okay. For you to be told, yo, you need to apologize for that. You be like, oh, they're just trying to put me down. They're just trying to make me bow down. No, man. You're on the job. You're using language that's incredibly inappropriate backstage to talk to people who you haven't even established a rapport with to use that word. I might be calling some of my homegirls the B word. Don't mean I'm gonna go to a random girl on the job and just say that shit and think it's supposed to fly, and then if she gets offended, I don't have to apologize. Let's be honest about that word. It is incredibly controversial. We all agree on that. Anyone who says otherwise is lying to themselves. So if you know it, using it at work and then being reprimanded for it should be one of the least surprising things.
But if someone tells me, yo, don't call, I'm not that. First thing I'm gonna do is, well, shit, sorry, my bad. I'm not gonna be like, are you trying to put me in these shackles? I'm not.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But let's just keep watching, bro.
The unfortunate part of that is that it's not a reflection of me, it's a reflection of them.
Right.
Because what is it about me that makes you feel small and you want me to get down to your level? Why do you feel small? What's going on with you? Who made you feel that way? That's not fair to you. Come on, rise up. It's in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what that is. So she brings him into my trailer.
You fake apologize.
Cause she there. It felt like it. So now we got to shoot the car scene where we're driving in Malibu.
Right.
So we in the car and I'm telling them about what happened and I start crying because I'm a sensitive soul and because this felt like another instance where I was being like bullied. And Issa laughed in my motherfucking face as I was crying and said, well, you know, you do have a tone.
So even these people not having no sympathy for you, they're like, yeah, you do have a way of talking to people. Issa Rae, the one who runs the show and brought her on, laughed in her face while she was crying.
You know, I remember when I started going to therapy, because I was like, you know, people keep telling me that no one likes me. And I do not understand.
Did you believe it?
Yeah. I remember her asking me, well, what are the reasons why people say they don't like you? That I am too demanding? Whereas, like, for me, it's like, well, no, it's like, it's more so just me holding you accountable. They say that I am mean, but in my version of it, it's like, well, no, I'm just being honest.
She's insufferable, bro.
Keep watching. We're not even close.
They're just using Jussie as a scam. Come on, y'all. It was no victims. They can't really prove it.
Thank you.
Everything was
even if it was a hoax, this is really happening all the time. And even if it was a hoax for the sake of bringing attention to this, then I'm like, that's low-key noble.
And you were in a group called Floetry, right? Is that and you replaced one of the founding members, Natalie?
Yeah, Natalie. Mm-hmm.
And read a lot that you weren't well received. Do you know? I mean, if they're turning their back, they're booing. I mean, I guess the people that you're trying to read the poetry to.
Incorrect. Marsha never made it any easier.
Why?
Why?
Yes. Why? Why did?
I think that they wanted me to quit. I had a manager.
Y'all noticing a trend. Okay, this is yet another episode of Everybody Hates Amanda. Okay, and whenever we get to the conclusion part of the episode, she never knows why.
No,
never knows why. I don't know why. I don't know why. All these people just hate.
I lost the job because I was answering yes or no questions. Because they were emailing me, asking me yes or no questions.
Okay.
And my responses were yes.
Yes.
And
no.
And then finally, I got an email that said, you know what, we decided to go with somebody else because by your responses, it seems like you're not interested.
Well, you say answer yes or no.
So now you understand me. It took us a little bit, but you're here. So
they want you to say, yes, I would love to have the job because I think this is an amazing opportunity for me, and I just love this company. I think you...
Get out there and dance, nigga!
But Amanda...
And black people do it to each other!
I don't know if you guys ever applied for a job. And if someone's asking you work-related questions, and they're sending you questions, and it's email, and you're just responding with yes or no for an employment opportunity, you don't seem interested. Yes, okay, when you're getting a job, I would love to work with you guys. Thank you guys for this opportunity. I'm really excited. They want to hear some enthusiasm, especially for acting gigs. They want to know you really want to do this part because a lot of these jobs aren't guideline specifics in terms of like how you're going to do things. A lot of it is going to be your own enthusiasm, your own hubris to actually get things across the finish line and make it a good product. If someone's trying to get you on an acting gig, you're like, yeah, no, yes, no. Do you honestly think they're going to hire you? Who here has been to a job interview and just answered yes or no questions the entire time? They expect you to expand. They expect you to say the right things. We all know we have to do it. It's part of the process. But for her...
I answer like that. I answer exactly like that. Yes, no, yes, no. I answer like that to people I closely work with because we got to get shit done. Okay? Even with people that I closely work with, it could be received as, all right, this motherfucker don't care. But you have to be aware of that.
I think it's worse in a way because it's not clear whether you care or not. So
it's actually,
and because you're not making it clear, I'm going to assume you don't. When you do, and then you get frustrated because you're like, I do care. But I'm like, you're not relaying it. Like when you it's like this, when you write someone a paragraph or 2 paragraphs and they go, no, yes. You're just like, are you mad about something? Because text messages, emails, they don't give you context.
100%.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just venting what I've been experiencing with you, so I just wanted to get that.
I know, I saw that. We saw that.
So,
we feel for you.
Okay.
Good job.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Have some more shit to
It took some time, but you finally got here. And I'm proud of you.
It took us a little bit, but you're here.
Carry on. It took you a long time.
Oh my God.
8 years. But you got here.
Punch him in the face.
I did that and I wanted to punch myself. That's how hateable I feel like I sound. It took you some time. But you're finally here.
Ain't that fucked up though?
Oh my God.
Get the fuck out of here.
Why would you respond like that?
But then again,
I'm like, nigga, chill out.
But then again, you know what? Even in the people that you closely work with, like with my manager, it's yes, no, because I got other shit to do and everything and stuff. Sure. It can still be received as, from people that actually know you. If you respond like that to people that are trying to work with you, what you're projecting is you don't want to be there. And they are bothering you.
And so then I was at Sirius for a few years.
So this is a radio gig she worked at as a host.
This is actually the only job I got fired from. This is the only job I got fired.
How you get fired?
So my boss was this brother who I will not even honor by naming him.
Okay.
Well, the first time we ever met, I went to dap him and he said, keep it corporate.
Whoa.
So that was our very first interaction. I went to, and he said, keep it corporate. I said, okay. Remember, I'm 21. A week later, he came into my studio and he said, so, you know, I just wanted you to know that I know that you're spoiled and I'm going to expose you.
Huh?
People start to feel like they're...
Shannon's reaction is all of her reaction to that story that make no sense. You see, Amanda's telling everything from her perspective, so none of it makes sense. Why? But people are so evil. No, Amanda's just doing shit that makes people really hate her, and then she's getting these negative reactions.
But to her, she removes them because to her, it's just normal.
Yes.
Common sense. So her acting rude, her answering wrong to people and this and that, she's taking that because, no, I didn't, it was nothing. To her, it's nothing. So she discards it. So when she retells the story, she doesn't recall all those times where she was fucking rude and she was just being Amanda. I remember when I was a kid, my dad was working from 4 to midnight, right? So I mean that I was with my mom at night when we're doing homework and everything and stuff. And you know, me and my mom, we used to butt heads and everything. And I remember the next day morning, she would recall what happened. But this is how my mom used to tell the story. Ou pa konnen sa Eric fem? Irrelation means she starts from where I got pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, that's not what happened. You're telling the story from when I started to yell.
Yeah, from the clap.
But from the 15 minutes I told you to stop doing certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not in the mood. And then she's nagging. And I'm like, yo, get off me, get off me.
They always
Get
forget
off-
their nagging.
Get off me! Oh. Oh. You're screaming on me? And I'm like, what? I've been talking for the past 15 minutes. And after 21 minutes, I'm like, stop. And you're like, oh, he just screamed at me. I just screamed?
So that's what Amanda's doing.
That's what Amanda's doing.
There you go. Amanda's your mom.
Oh, wow, that's disrespectful.
It is. I'm sorry. I'll take that back.
So this is the dynamic I have experienced in many places. No, I'm in the way. I'm in the way. I'm doing too much. And I'm a girl. I'm a woman. I'm doing too much. Shut the
Okay.
That's what they think. The drummer who we used to clash because we both had these like really big personalities that we hadn't matured into yet, you know? And I had to tell her, like, I just want you to like me. I just want you to feel safe with me here. I just want you to see me as someone who is not trying to step on your toes, because that's what it feels like. And if that's not what it is, so be it. But if that's what it is, I just want you to know that that's not what I'm trying to do. So I had to make myself small so that she could not feel like I was trying to take her place. And she's going around saying that I was in danger of getting fired from Insecure. She starts going around saying that I got in a fight at the party. She starts going around saying that I peed on the floor. You got this Earthworm Jim looking nigga, Sarunas, out here talking about, well, no one likes you, so that's why you weren't invited. Now we have to go back to shooting, and nobody's saying nothing to me. Everybody knows, because at this time, it's just the women shooting. Everybody knows what's going on. They don't say nothing to me. And that's just fucking mean. It's mean. They don't say nothing to me. And let me tell you, from the beginning, I've been trying with these ladies because I want to make community everywhere I go. I done invited them to my house. They didn't come. I brought them gifts. They said thanks. I tried to plan a retreat. They said we don't want to go. You know, I created our group chat for the show. I created game nights for the show.
Nobody participated.
I mean, eventually, but like
Reluctantly.
But I'm trying to do this, you know, because I think that it's like when I walked in and I was like, I feel like it's my role to make you feel comfortable. Like, I feel like that's my way of getting around this stigma that people like to put on me that ain't got shit to do with how I really exist.
Okay.
So this is now affecting me professionally. And I didn't do shit.
Right.
So this whole Amanda's difficult to work with narrative is fascinating to me. It's fascinating.
Keep going. Just keep going, bro.
Good. It's good. It's amazing.
It's fascinating, truly. Until I got kicked out that Emmys party.
What'd you do to get kicked out the Emmys party? Damn. We can't take you nowhere. What'd you do?
I go to a lot of places because I'm lovable and people like me and I'm delightful. I am delightful.
What did you do?
I arrived. A security guard your size approaches me and says, hey, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And I said, well, why do I need to leave? And he said, because you're being asked to leave. I said, well, who's asking me to leave? He said, well, let me go find out. Now he comes back and he says, Vanessa Anderson is asking you to leave. I said, well, you need to find Vanessa and have her come tell me herself.
Is that Issa Rae's publicist?
Yes. I said, well, you need to have Vanessa come and find me and tell me herself. So he then leaves again and comes back with 3 other men. And one of the men now is a brother, and he's walking towards me cursing. So he's literally walking towards me saying, "You need to get the out of here." I'm like, why do I have to leave? Because we said so. The first one, who was kind, he had come up right here, but then the other three were right here. So I have to realize I've lost this fight. So I pivot to leave, but I pivot really fast because I'm going to still say my mother piece. So when I pivot and I say, I pivot to go you, I guess they thought I was about to do something. So the white guy steps in between me and the brother and chest bumps me and throws me back.
Right.
So now this is an assault. So
You heard that?
He
She
moved
said she got assaulted.
He moved you, like, I can't assault you like that. That's not considered an assault. This is, you know what I mean? I'm sorry about that. But
okay.
I'm just, this is. But usually when we go like that.
I'm getting in that party, nigga. Don't try me, bro.
No, you gotta leave.
No. Get Vanessa right now.
You gotta leave.
Do you know who I be?
We're not.
Do you know who I be
we
with?
Don't care about that.
Okay, your belly though.
Your belly. That's why you got a little patch right there to push motherfucker. You just go.
You're using that Ross. Bro, yes, the security asked you to leave. The first one, he brought you the other one. Oh my God, they got forced because you wouldn't leave.
You wouldn't leave.
That happened at any nightclub. You're not special.
You gotta leave.
That's it.
If
But
security tells you gotta leave,
if the people running the party say you're banned, you're banned. You can't do nothing about it.
Trying to find out who, and they gotta tell me yourself, leave.
Yeah.
The next person's gonna tell you is not gonna be so nice.
And I think it's crazy that the one who's running the show that you're on and your own coworkers all abandoned you and said, yeah, you gotta go.
You gotta go. We're not
That's
inviting
very telling to me that almost nobody came to your defense publicly. Nobody. Because I know for me, if I'm with my people and something happens, they're going to be publicly saying, yo, that shit's not right. Can anybody say the same for Amanda? I'm just saying, even if your friends are not saying nothing, what does that really say about you?
So I want you to follow the themes in this interview. I want you to follow two themes: misunderstood and not protected. I want you to follow those themes, okay? Because you've noticed it's themes. You follow the theme of racism, but I want you to follow those other themes because they're important. They're important to understanding someone like me. And when you have not been protected and you are misunderstood, what are you going to naturally develop? Defense mechanisms.
For sure.
Because you have to protect yourself.
Yes.
There's no other way.
No.
They will tear you up. They will.
That explains why some people don't like you. But why does nobody like you?
And if you're creating these things also within the context of autism, in the midst of all of this, though, you are brilliant. You have talent. Black Enterprise wrote an entire article that said Amanda Seals complains that she's not invited into Black spaces. Mind you, these are all spaces that I have worked in. And the follow-up line was, but the internet, so they anthropomorphized the entire internet. The internet says Amanda needs to change her energy. I do not need to change my energy. I don't. What needs to change is how we look at energy.
Shit. Listen.
I'm not the problem. The world is the problem. Okay. Like I said, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Everything that's happening to Amanda and what will continue to happen to Amanda in the future is all a result of her own actions and her own problems. That's it. That's all I'm really gathering from this. But we're almost there. We get through it. We get through it.
There were a lot of parent-teacher conferences with you, huh?
Yes, but not for what do you think they were about?
Your excessive talking, maybe the doodling.
Funnily enough, no. You know what the parent-teacher conferences were about?
What?
Amanda is sticking up for other kids in the class. Amanda is correcting me. So I was that student. Like, I was the kid who was always raising my hand and just wasn't easily appeased by simply just someone being an authority.
Right.
When she called my mom and said, you know, I'd like to set a conference up because I have some complaints about Amanda. My mom said, well, you know, that's interesting because Amanda has some complaints about you. I recently was diagnosed as someone who has autism spectrum disorder, which is very different.
This is the most bizarre part of the interview because she starts to say that a lot of the reasons why people don't like her is because of her autism.
Asperger is one of, as part of autism, which you're not supposed to say that anymore, but whatever, I don't care. And what I see here, she is real life Sheldon Cooper, which is a character out of Big Bang Theory that is based on that. And it's just that in Big Bang Theory, he is exaggerated. Funny enough, the exaggeration that they have is very close to that. She is right now the exaggeration that they.
I don't know that character.
That's that.
What's that character?
Don't exactly. That person's always right. It's always the people, and the people need to change the views of the world because their view of the world is real.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Which is very difficult to identify in Black women because of racism.
So what exactly is autism?
What it simply means is that your brain functions in a different way, so you're neurodivergent, and you also have certain tendencies that are considered outside of what the neurotypical way of things is.
Okay.
And a lot of times that can have you present in a manner that people misrepresent.
Okay. Okay.
Which is the story of my life.
Okay.
And so when all of this started ballooning out of nowhere and people were saying, you know, you're unlikable and you're a bully. No, not you're a bully, but you're being bullied. And these were tropes that have been associated with me before, but I'm in a new level of visibility at this juncture. And you get people saying things like, you are difficult, you are mean, you are nasty, and you know that you're none of these things.
Right.
But they're attributing it to things that are not actually action-based. Like, I don't cheat people. I don't lie to people. I don't stab people in the back. I don't operate in mendacity. I am not duplicitous. I don't do none of this shit. But I have a certain tone about how I speak. And that makes people feel like, oh, I'm mean, because something about the tone that I speak in doesn't make them feel a certain way.
Because you speak in a mean tone. It's just that you don't see it as mean because you know what your intentions are. But what you meant, like, if I give you an envelope made out of shit and be like, yo, why won't you take it? There's $5,000 in there. I see shit. I see how you brought the message. Why would they see? What would they see the envelope as shit? It's $5,000. It's shit. When it lands in my hand, it's gonna be shit, and it's gonna stink. That's how you convey your messages. Underneath, you know that there's $5,000 in there, but we don't know. We just see how you send the message.
Yep. So she was pretty mad about this portion of the interview, and she talked about it afterwards.
So let me ask you this. How old were you when you got diagnosed, and did you always feel that you was different and you felt something was wrong?
I was just recently diagnosed.
Okay. But just because your brain functions differently from, say, mine.
Yes.
So you feel just because your brain functions differently that's what caused it, or there's a clinical diagnosis that someone...
There are clinical diagnoses.
For you?
Yes, there are clinical diagnoses for autism, yes.
Yeah, I know
when you take the tests, when you take the test, you're like...
So he says he knows there's tests, but he's asking, like, have you been clinically diagnosed? And she says, she keeps saying yes. She wrote this on her Instagram, but she goes, Shannon, but have you been clinically diagnosed? Me, quote, yes, there's a clinical diagnosis for autism. He then hung his head and exhaled in frustration because I did not answer his question. This is called deflection. Why? Because I was not going to be pressured by this man who was interrogating me with absolute zero love for me into proving something to him that by his line of questioning he had already committed to undermining. He's asking questions because he's trying to figure out whether or not you've actually seen a doctor for this. That's what he's trying to...
Because he's running an interview.
And you are sitting there like, oh my God, he's trying to undermine. Well, I think the difference between someone being clinically diagnosed and someone claiming they have bipolar disorder is really important. Because there's a lot of people out here who love to claim that they have something they don't. So I think his question was fair. But let's keep going.
They cut out at the end, he was asking, no, I have not been clinically diagnosed by a doctor because I'm not paying $10,000 to do that. And most people will tell you that at this age, you don't need a clinical diagnosis in that sense.
You don't need a clinical diagnosis. Oh my God. And this girl don't know why she hateable?
Bro, are you for real?
She's just claiming she got something, provided zero
bro,
proof for it, and she's using that to justify her bad behavior.
Bro,
it's crazy.
All this rah-rah. Oh, he was trying to undermine me, and she actually didn't fucking get... Is that what I understand?
He wasn't undermining her. She undermined herself.
I understand
by
that.
lying about the fact that she was clinically diagnosed.
But at the end of the day, she was not even diagnosed.
No.
So the question was valid.
She was self-diagnosing, which is the equivalent of saying, oh, yeah, I have cancer. Why? Because I know. Okay.
If my father had lived with me, I would never have been the person I am now, because he wouldn't have been able to handle it. You know, for all intents and purposes, and I just want to also just bring this to light for you, because this is going to be a theme throughout this interview.
Okay.
I am a scholar of race.
Okay.
I'm not just someone who experiences it.
Right.
I'm a scholar, I'm an academic of race. So I see the world through a particular lens because I am skilled at doing so, and because I'm an expert at doing so. Like, my master's isn't just in African American studies, it's the fact that I was taught by some of the greatest thought leaders of our time. So when you hear me say these things, I would just like to ask that, because you have someone who is an expert sitting in front of you, to just consider versus be combative, because there may be an opportunity here to see something differently, because you have someone with you who is not just experiencing race, but is also examining. And there's a different intellectualism about that. You know what I mean? There's different intellectualism about that. And I say that also because that's why I went and got my master's.
Okay.
I went and got my master's because I know that we live in a world that loves to try and find ways to undermine Black people's minds.
I'll also ask that, because if I don't see things exactly as you see them,
I don't expect you to.
don't take it as being combative. You see things one way, I might see it a different way. That doesn't mean I'm being combative.
I would say it's combative when there's a undermining of how someone sees something.
But why are you trying to undermine how I see it?
Because it's my experience.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, I
don't know my experience.
But I'm saying, see, you take it as, if I don't agree with you, I'm being combative.
No, I don't. I take it as, if I have an experience and you're telling me that my experience isn't what it is.
No,
You're telling me that my thinking somebody is racist, who I was in a classroom with for a year, that you have never met, you are emitting doubt upon that because of your own experiences.
No, I was talking about the teacher and you.
Right.
And I said,
in your
I believe based on my experience, and a lot of people, is that kids correct an adult, no matter what society it is frowned upon. That's what I was saying. Okay. You took it as that I'm trying to minimize your experience and say, well, I'm defending her, when I wasn't.
Okay. I think there's something worth saying that could come off that way, and it should be something to consider.
But everything you say and you've been complaining about, and people have been complaining about you, is that you come off, and when you say shit, you come off the wrong way. But when they do it, it's not good. When you do it, it's fine.
Listen, this lady, she's been kicked off the reel because she was too difficult. She ended up leaving after a very short stint there. There's been plenty of other jobs where they didn't like having her. She's had a lot of bad interviews with people where she comes off and she's very combative. Why would you ask me that question? Even though she claims she's an open book, she gets mad. DJ Envy's a good example. She's just a professional victim.
No, I'm an open book. I'm an open book. Well, that's a thing
that's a stupid question. Yeah. Why would you ask me such a dumbass question? Next question. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just... And people are sharing this with me, and they're like, man, don't you feel bad? Listen, this is what I think.
For her at all.
You know, I think a lot of Black women are defending her because, rightfully so, they've seen that there's been a lot of Black women who've not been paid what they're due for a lot of gigs in Hollywood or haven't been treated right. And so I think Black women get very defensive about other Black women in entertainment. And I can understand that. But this is not a Black woman versus the world kind of situation. This is a difficult person versus the world situation. She's got other Black women who can't stand working with her, who are showing her little to no solidarity. She has other people in her own industry who refuse to be around her. Half the story she was telling about was Black women who didn't want to work with her and didn't want anything to do with her. So you have to take in consideration that you as a viewer may be missing out on why is it that her co-workers, who are other Black women and suffering the same issues, want nothing to do with her specifically. I'm just saying, I can understand wanting to do it. Just be careful, because you might be defending bad apples. Okay? You might be defending the type of person who goes in and disrupts spaces and disrupt opportunities for other Black women. I just don't know how you can go through life and have this many conflicts from young age all the way this point, and the problem is still the world. It's not you. If it was anybody else, folks would look at that person and be like, what's the common denominator? And they would move on. If this lady, every time she shows up, every time she's on a podcast and I end up seeing it, she's complaining about some issue. She's complaining about some drama with somebody else. At some point, you just gotta sit back and be like, bro, you're just difficult. There's no way around it. People meeting you for one day and they already hate your guts. I could see why. I listened to you for one podcast and I hope I never have to listen to your shit again. I'm just saying. And I also think like her whole activism angle, to me, honestly, I think it's just a shield. Because once you position yourself as these kinds of leaders, you become a little bit more infallible. You become a person who develops a fan base that's fervently with you. Why? Because the fan base is tied to the very same social issues that you're tied to. So they will defend you because they feel like if they don't defend you, it's harming the social issues. That's why sometimes when I see these activist types, be it the Sean Kings or these people, or even a lot of the BLM people who ran those organizations, you realize that behind closed doors, these are just bad people. They're thieves, they're con artists, they're people masquerading as black people who aren't really black, or they're this kind of person who's incredibly difficult and always has interpersonal issues with anybody she meets face to face. But at the same time, in public, she wants to be like, freedom fire, I'm for the people. Were you for the people when you accused a black man of doing something inappropriately, even though you had zero proof of it, and ended up having to retract a lot of that afterwards? Like, I just can't rock with somebody like that.
I think if we look at like the 100% of that, there's probably about 5% of those situations where like, yeah, I owe you an apology.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Fine. Yeah, I owe you money. Yeah. That's how it felt like. That's.
I've lived long enough that if I was to sit on a podcast and talk about all my relationship issues with the people I've had in the past, I could find 100 different things that I did wrong, and I'd have no reasonable explanations for why I was doing it or like justifications. It's just like, I fucked up.
But you still put it on you.
But I put it on me. Did she do that once?
No, never.
Like, if you really look back to a lot of your issues with most of your relationships, can you honestly say you don't know why they didn't like you?
Nope.
I'm asking you, the viewer. Can you really say that? People didn't like you, you never knew why. Every single time. Is that possible for you?
Even when I self-reflect about things that happened in the past, in my high school, or my working days in the corporate world, I look back at it and I can understand why certain things happened the way it happened.
Yeah.
At the time, I maybe not. But with the bigger picture, with a little bit of hindsight, with a little bit of maturity, I could be like, yeah, nah, I see it.
It's like listening to me if I took zero accountability. That's what it felt like. Because I had a teacher who hated me too. But it was because I was a smartass. And I had no business being that disrespectful. So the teacher just lost it on me. And I told you this story, didn't I? The story about the teacher who just picked me up when I was in the 5th grade and slammed me against the wall at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you, I'm like, if I look back, I'm like, yeah, I kind of deserved it. Like, I was horrible in that class. I got a lot better throughout high school and everything afterwards. But that class, I was a piece of shit. You know, when the teacher's just trying to get everybody organized, get a single file line, and I'm just over here like, you know, and he's saying it 5 times. He said my name. And
you heard him.
Yeah, I heard him. I didn't care. I was a piece of shit. I was. But this girl, none of that. He just slammed me against the wall and he assaulted me.
Why? Why?
I don't know. Sometimes preach, get sick of my shit. And I honestly think it's because he can't handle how much of a big person I am and how much aggressive I can be. So I have to make myself smaller, figuratively and literally, just so that he can take your space. I'll make myself smaller for you, King. And I can do that because I don't have an ego. I can make myself smaller. And it's okay. And I don't know what happened to you when you were a child.
Dance, nigga.
I know a few therapists, and we can figure some things out because it's in you. You're a king, and you need to get in touch with that inner side. It's like,
you got to rise up.
Rise up. That's it. Like, I don't know who did something to you.
That's just...
Who hurt you.
That's just...
But it's okay. It's okay, King.
Fuck about face.
As a queen, it's my job to support the kings. We lift each other up. Wakanda forever, you know?
Because, you know, I bring people together.
I'm all about fostering communities. Do you guys hear what that was like? And how unreasonable I sound? For all you motherfuckers who tell me to watch this shit, do you guys not understand how hard this was? You better leave a like and a comment right now. This was disgusting, and I suffered mentally. I'm probably gonna take a break for a few days, okay? So make sure you leave a like and a comment.
See what you did? You played yourself.
Disgusting.